Hi, I'm Sarah with Custom Pilates and Yoga, and today I'm going to teach you how to do Crescent Lunge pose, which is also known as Anjaneyasana. Now, with Crescent Lunge, I like to teach 3 different versions, okay? So for the versions we're going to start off on the ground and work our way up. We're going to start off in a kneeling low lunge pose first. So if you have knee pain, you might want to grab a blanket. Also, if you have tight hips, you might want to grab some blocks. And when you have your blocks and your blanket, join me on your mat. So I'm going to take my blanket and I'm going to scoot it back here to about the halfway point on my mat. For me, I don't have knee pain, so this isn't something I would do normally. So it's not by any means essential to do low lunge, but for some people, it might feel really nice. Okay, so once you have your blanket placed, let's come up to the front of the mat and grab your blocks, one on either side if you have tight hips. Otherwise, you can have your fingertips just touch down on the mat. And take a moment here, heels are under the sits bones, send energy out through the tailbone, lengthen through the spine, belly button lifts up, and we're going to send the right knee back. Now, my right leg goes back and I'm in a great big lunge, and I lower down. Now, in this position, I am forward of my kneecap, okay? So it's not uncomfortable for me. If you feel like you're here, and the pressure is straight down on your knee, you need to take your back leg further back. And for me, that's the right leg right now. So you want to be forward here. Uncurl the toes. Press down through the top of the feet. Now, up on the fingertips, belly button to the spine. I want you to feel a straight line of energy from your right knee all the way out through the top of your head. And if your hips are tight, grab your blocks, and they're gonna help you get a little bit better lift here. So press down through the top of the foot, belly button to the spine, lengthen, and when you're set, you can let your pelvis kind of slide forward to increase the stretch that you feel on your back leg. Hold and breathe. Okay, so when you're ready to come out, you've got a couple options. Set your blocks to the side. One option is you can bring your hands to the inside of your left foot, kind of move your heel and your toe to walk that leg out and bring it around. Or if you'd prefer, where we're just here, belly button to the spine, curl those right toes under, step up. Okay, so find heels under the sits bones, lengthen, send that left leg back, get a nice long line there, and then lower the knee. You're forward of the kneecap. Feel your inner thighs here, hug toward the midline, uncurl, and press the top of the foot down into the mat. Now remember, fingertips or grab some blocks, and you can have them on any level you want, okay? They don't have to be the super high level here. They can be down here, or you can take them down here, whatever you need. And then from that left knee, all the way out through the top of your head, find a good straight line of energy and hold and breathe. And remember, as you open, you can let yourself kind of slide into that stretch, getting a deeper opening for your back leg. All right, so go ahead, lift up. Let's move the blocks out of the way. We might need them for the next one. Curl those left toes under, step forward. Now, I'm just gonna leave my blanket because it really won't be impacted here. So heels are under the sits bones, Send energy out, lengthen the spine. Belly button lifts up to the spine. Let's send the right leg back for lunge. Now for me, I really don't like being on my fingertips because it is very, very uncomfortable. I feel like it pulls the flesh away from my fingernails. I know that's creepy to hear, but anyway, I prefer not to be on my fingertips. So I really like blocks because then I can kind of come up on the pads of my fingers without compromising my form and also without getting really heavy in my hips. Now for lunge here, you're gonna scissor your inner thighs. So you wanna feel like your inner thighs are drawing toward each other right along the midline of your body. Send energy out through your right heel like it's reaching for the wall behind you, not for the floor, and then energy out through the top of your head. And breathe. Hollow out that low belly. Step your right foot forward. Get yourself aligned. Send that left foot back. Now you want to make sure your feet are on two different lines, right? You want them on railroad tracks that are running parallel to each other. You don't want them to be on the same line. Send energy out through the left heel, reaching for the wall behind you. Super straight back leg. Now feel those inner thighs hug toward each other like they're trying to join up and scissor past. And then lengthen. I think I'll bring my blocks up for this because I really feel like when I come up higher, I can get that good reach out through the top of my head. Good, belly button to the spine, step forward. Now, we don't need our blocks, and we're not gonna need our mat. Or, we will need our mat, we aren't gonna need our blanket. So I'm gonna toss those to the side here. I'm gonna scoot back to give myself space. Heels under the sits bones. Place your hands on your hips. Put a good bend in your knees. Feel your pelvis rotate out behind you. And let the fingertips come down to the mat. Send your right foot back. Energy out through that heel. Feel the inner thighs draw toward each other. And nice and easy, come on up. Hands back to the hips. So take a moment here to feel your pelvis. If you're tight in your hips, your pelvis is going to be kind of slanted this way. And so you want to feel like you're going to pick your hips up and bring them on up. And you see how when I do that, I change from being like forward. Right now I'm kind of a forward line, belly button to the spine from my pelvis. I come on up, and that puts one heck of a stretch back here in my back hip. Woo. So energy out through the right heel. I've got my pelvis lifted. I'm gonna now think about picking my ribs up away from my hips, belly button to the spine. Now soften the upper back and reach the arms. And those arms are straight up by your ears, like you're holding a basketball overhead. And exhale, bring your hands on down. Step that right foot forward. Good bend in the knees. Send the left foot back. Make sure the feet are on railroad tracks. Energy out through the left heel. And come on up, hands to the hips. And then feel the pelvis come all the way up. Put a good stretch in that left hip. Lift the ribs away from the hips, belly button to the spine. Arms come up to cactus. Loop the shoulder blades onto the back. Let the heart open forward and the arms reach. Now, if you're in this position and your low back hurts, you have missed something along the way, right? So let's say I'm here and my low back hurts, hands come to the hips. You're going to bow forward, go belly button to the spine. Feel that connection from the hips all the way out through the top of the head. Feel your pelvis bring you up nice and tall. Belly button to the spine again. Just the upper back softens and moves, and the arms reach up. And exhale, hands come down. Good, step the left foot forward. Hands to the hips, sit bones out. Come on up. I hope that you have enjoyed this video on Crescent Lunge and the 2 other variations of Crescent Lunge pose, which are also called Anjaneyasana. If you have, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And for more information on this and other yoga poses, visit me at my website, www.custompilatesandyoga.com. Thank you.